Let's talk about storage, the hobby within the hobby. I did a video a few years ago, I think, about Hozan storage. My video quality was quite poor, visually at least. Now that I have this new setup, I thought I'd reintroduce people to Hozan storage. I know people are aware of it, but I still get random questions on the YouTube channel, Board Game Geek, Facebook, Discord, because they know I have Hozan storage. So they ask me various questions about, how much can you fit in a Hozan setup? How do you organize them, etc. So I thought I'd whip up another video to go over that. That's a little better quality. Now, before I do that, one thing I should mention, Stu recently did a video showing a Raaco, however you pronounce it, set up using 3D printed inserts in a Raaco container. I think Derek Ritter is selling some kind of setup on his website. And I bought these years ago, and I committed to it, and they're really good. But if I had to do it today, if I had to reevaluate my storage system today, I might think about doing a custom 3D setup like that. So go check out Stu's video on that 3D printed setup. It looks incredibly dense. I don't know how much it costs. 3D printing of ASL storage kind of became a thing, I don't know, 3 years ago or so. It started becoming kind of a thing. And I'd already committed to this. I really like these. I'm not going to change. I've already made the investment in these and they work out great. But I'm going to talk about Hozan today. If you go with 3D printing, that's certainly an option. And again, I might consider doing that if I were doing it from the ground up today. So go check out Stu's video on the Raaco slash 3D printed inserts that he talks about in his video. All right, let's talk about Raaco. Or sorry. Let's talk about Hozan storage. These are made to store electronic components. And this one I have here holds half of the utility counters. I can fit almost all the utility counters in roughly 1.5 of these. And I do not label. You can adjust these inserts. You can make a container 2 wide, 1 wide, 2 wide, 3 wide, as wide as you want. And it comes in 2 layers. So these trays come out. So you can pull trays out that you use all the time. So typically when I play, I have this tray out because it's got, all your prep fire, first final fire, desperation morale, residual, etc. Things you use all the time. I'll just pull this tray out when I'm playing, and maybe another one if I need it. And then underneath, there's another layer of counters. These are more secondary types of counters. So there's 2 layers in all of these boxes. And I do not, people ask me, how do you label them? Oh, I don't. I don't feel a need to label them because, not to be sarcastic or snarky, but I can look right in here and go, oh, that's 8 residual firepower. Why would I need to label that it's 8 residual firepower? Or why would I need to label that that's prep fire? It says prep fire right there. I don't label any of these because I can look and see what's in each one of them. So yeah, not to be a smartass, but I don't label these. So this is my storage, or sorry, my utility counters. And I have another one that's about half full that has the rest of them. And let's take a look at an actual nationality. Before I open this one, I'm going to show you how I label them on the side. This is the complete German order of battle. Top, infantry / support weapons / the beginning of vehicles, bottom, vehicles and ordnance. And I've also got it on each side. So when these are stacked up, that may not be in focus. But when these are stacked up, on a shelf or sitting on the floor next to a shelf, which is where I have them, I can just look at a glance. If it's 5 down, I can see, I can just see the logo, German, American, Japanese, whatever, and pull it out. Okay, so pop this open. You can see here I have a handy dandy reference, and I'll get back to this. And here's the top layer for the Germans, and it's primarily infantry. So I've got, starting at the top, I have all my infantry down one side, and it starts with elite and goes all the way down to conscript. And then I have the half squad equivalents in a single wide container. This is a double wide. And then I have some more, I think these are SS down here. And then over here, I've got all the leaders, concealment, support weapons. And I've generally arranged all my nationalities like this. The left side has all the squad quality and their half squads. Up at the top, I'll have leaders. Then I'll have miscellaneous concealment, heroes, armor leaders, and then support weapons through here. And then I have crew down in here, I think, yeah. And then depending on how much you have for a nationality, I will start the beginning of vehicles. Okay, and let me pull these out. And you can see here are the rest of the vehicles. And then at the end, we start seeing the guns, starting with, I think right here, anti-tank guns. Maybe these are mortars. Yeah. No. Yeah, heavy mortars. Anti-tank guns, anti-aircraft guns, infantry guns, etc. Okay. Now, how do I arrange the vehicles? Very simple. Let's put this back up. Let's just move this to the side out of the way. The way I arrange the vehicles is based on the Chapter H armor and ordnance listing. Very easy. So all I did was open up the ASL rulebook, the E version, the PDF version, and there's tables in there. And I just cut the tables out, or, not cut them out, but did a screen grab of the table and put them in your favorite editing software. I think I use PowerPoint. And then I just numbered them for the container. And then the ones that have a red bracket like this mean they're doubled up. Okay, so starting with, if we go back to the first row, or the top, this would be container 1 right here, which would be the Panzer 1B, I think that says. My eyeballs are going bad. And then the 1A here, etc. And I mean, logically it makes sense, because whenever you play a scenario that has vehicles, you should always reference Chapter H, read the vehicle notes. Just from that, you'll know what number container it's in. Now, you could probably label, it might be useful to label you could put a number next to each of these that correspond to the vehicle listing number. So you know if you've got what do we have here? Stug 3G, it's going to be in container 25. So you just go, boom, take these out, go over to container 25, wherever that is, and pull your Stug 3G out, and you're good to go. So that's how I've arranged my ordnance, my vehicles, lots of German vehicles, by the way, and ordnance, same way, just by Chapter H, the number corresponding to Chapter H, and then put them in a compartment, and maybe double or triple them up in the case of guns, to get everything to fit, an entire nationality to fit in one Hozan container. Okay, so that's my Germans. And also having this on top also helps. There is no, it's very tight. The counters do not creep between the dividers, but this kind of helps with that by having that in there. And you just close it, and here's your entire German nationality. Not as dense as the Raaco, but I found it very easy to organize, and it is dense in itself. It's just not as dense as 3D printed Raaco containers that Stu shows in his video. Okay, that's one nationality. I can fit every nationality in one container, not including historical type of units. Those are all, I keep those separate. They're in historical boxes and only used when I play a historical module. These are all just core nationalities, each one in one container. Now, there are some nationalities that do not require an entire container. Case in point, I've doubled up the Japanese and the Chinese. Japanese on top, Chinese on the bottom. So you can sometimes combine two nationalities into one container. Here I've got Japanese on top. I haven't even clipped these. Shame, shame. Then on the bottom, I've got the Chinese vehicle and ordnance listing, like I just showed for the Germans, and the Chinese are on the bottom. Okay. I think that's it. Didn't want to make this too long. Just wanted to give you a better video of Hozan storage and how I organize them, because I get quite random questions off the internet on various ASL community sites asking me how I do it, and there's no one way to do it. This is the way I chose to do it because it made sense for the way I play the game. When vehicles and guns are installed, just do it by chapter H number and dump it in a slot that corresponds to that number. Then maybe your choice to label those with the container number that they're in. I see no need to label all, I see no need to put, 447 right here. I can see it's a 447. I can just pull it out. So I have never labeled any of these, and I've never had a single problem finding any unit I need, including vehicles and guns. Okay. That's it for Hozan. It is kind of it's a spendy system, but it's a spendy for a reason. They're very nice, but that's what I chose to do. I might do 3D printed if I had to do it over again today, but I'm not doing this over again. Storage is a hobby within the hobby, but I've played enough of that hobby. I'm good to go on Hozan storage. All right. Check out Stu's video. He goes over like 45, 50 minutes talking about Raaco and 3D printed and how they stack and store and all that stuff. It's a good video. Check it out. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.
Get to the chopper!
If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like what you saw, thanks for watching, and let me know how I can do better. See you in the next video.